Hey everyone, welcome back with Beat on Mac, where today we're going to continue our playthrough on Miscellaneous Monday with Rockstar's Bully. Makes him feel like a big man, that's why. Now, last time we took out the greasers, the head of the greasers, Johnny Vincent. We pretty much embarrassed him in every way we could. But now we're on to the, looks like the Jocks. Let's check it out.
What? I'm messing with you. Real funny, Jimmy. Well, when you're done with this place, a career on the stage awaits. Maybe like a male stripper or something, huh? What? What about Gary?
I haven't seen him, but whenever I hear somebody say I used to be a girl and had a sex change, or that my mother slept with Crabblesnitch to get me in here, I think to myself, Gary.
What a jerk. You don't even call me a dork.
Well, I guess he's not always wrong.
Is that what you really think? Whatever, Jimmy. You know, I stand up for you and you still think I'm a dork. You're a jerk.
And you're a dork, so we're equal.
Whatever. I'm leaving. Ow! Oh.
Now maybe next time you'll watch where you're going.
What'd you do that for?
Oh, I'm sorry, Psycho. Did I hit your boyfriend?
Yeah, Psycho, you gonna try to kick our asses now?
No, I think I'll do that more publicly.
Ooh, I'm really scared right now, really scared. I take down linebackers every day, pal.
Whatever, pretty boy. You'll get yours.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Ouch.
Go have some fun in the communal showers. Ooh, I just dropped my soap. Please pick it up for me.
Damn.
Losers. Petey, get up.
Jimmy,
I think we found some new people to have some fun with.
Yeah, that's kind of a sad cutscene in my opinion. Pete's not wrong. I mean, he stands up for Jimmy, helped him out a lot of times, but Jimmy's still just kind of an asshole to him for no reason. And, you know, I think that's why Jimmy's character doesn't always work for me.
You're weird. Weird? Look at you. You've got a weak bladder.
Hey, Algie, I need some help. I've got a plan to take over those jock scum.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, so what do you say, Algie?
Us help you?
Yeah, think of everything I've done for you since I got here.
You? You're like a bouncer. We're a bit above helping people like you. I mean, get real, duh. Pea stain. Now you need my help. Forget it.
Damn!
Well, you know what you gotta do now, don't you?
What, beg?
No, get to Ernest. He runs that clique with a rod of iron. You get him on your side, and you got the rest of them eating out of the palm of your hand.
How? By joining the trigonometry club?
No, that would never work. You gotta show him who's boss.
You might be onto something. See you later.
Hey, wait, Jimmy. Can I come for once?
Yeah, and if you're wondering, this actually is the first mission of Chapter 4. This is when the story really starts to fall apart, in my opinion. I mean, why are the nerds just randomly mad at us? No explanation given. Last time we were helping Algernon get away from Johnny Vincent. You know, saving him from a beating. Didn't ask us to, Ernest did. And we did it for him. Pretty much no questions asked, really. Then also, you know, when you think about it too, Algernon is one of the most cowardly kids in the entirety of the game. You know, I mean, all the nerds are to a degree, but I mean, I could not imagine Algernon acting like that straight to Jimmy's face. I mean, it's insane. So, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me, but, you know, I think they try and give the explanation of, oh, well, you know, you only used us and you never actually really cared about us type thing, you know, and he talked about the peace thing and stuff, but it still seems out of nowhere. Apparently, in the beta, though, this was supposed to be after a later mission. I'll, you know, bring it up when we get to that mission. And it kind of makes sense, but it still doesn't make sense to me. I think there's a lot of missions starting from this point on, especially to where, you know, I think there was clearly a lot more that was supposed to be in the game. I think missions were taken out completely that would have had, you know, that would have had explained a lot more what the actual story was going on and did things a little bit better, but I think that Chapter 4 is a very fun chapter, but story-wise, its quality is when it really starts to wane. I mean, it is fun being up the nerds at the very least, I'll give it that. But yeah, Miscellaneous Mondays is when I play shooter games, platformers, open worlds like this. So I do a commentary version of Bully as well as a non-commentary version. So if you don't want to hear me talk over this stuff, that's fine. I do have it down below. It's the same exact video in the descriptions. I have all the chapters up to this point, and if it's, you know, if it is, you know, where I've done chapter 5 is released at this point or whatever, you know, it is going to be down there in the description below too. So, you know, check that stuff out. You know, you can get to any chapter, you know, commentary or non-commentary in the description down below. Or you could also check out the playlist that I have for it. And, also keep tuned, stay tuned I should say, for whenever I do polls. You can choose the next game. And of course, every day of the week, Miscellaneous Monday. And then Tuesday I play Nintendo games, Wednesdays I play wrestling games, Thursdays I play licensed kid games or licensed adult cartoon games, like Simpsons and South Park and whatnot. And of course Fridays I do Fighting Fridays. Right now I'm in the midst of Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1 doing the story mode. So if you're interested in any of that, you know, feel free to check out what I got going on for the rest of the week. And if you're interested in Aki games, you know, classic N64 wrestling stuff, that's pretty much what my weekend, you know, I specialize in. But with all that mega self-promoting out of the way, you know, let's continue with our bully here. So this is kind of a mixed chapter of, you know, we're taking on the Jocks, but we got to take care of the nerds first and get their help, because we're going to need a little bit of brain to take on that brawn. But I think the best thing this chapter does for me is, I remember when I was a kid, this was the first time, because once you beat the nerd challenge, that's when you kind of see people with the spud guns and the bottle rockets and stuff in chapter 3. But to me, you know, I was never good at the consumer minigame as a kid, so this was pretty much the first chapter in which I ever dealt with any of, you know, those bottle rocket guns or the spud cannon. So that's what I always associate this with. Also a difficulty curve, because I mean these weapons are devastating. So when you're a 7-year-old playing this or whatever, and you go from fighting Johnny Vincent to taking on the nerds with their, you know, firecrackers and all this other stuff, it's a pretty crazy jump. But I think the main complaint a lot of people do have about Bully is that it can be too easy at times. But you're gonna notice a lot less missions for these chapters, but longer type of missions too. Yeah, see, like, for example, you're about to see I just lost 100% respect for the nerds. I think the max it is 70 or 75 at this point. And B, that's about to change after this mission.
You've defeated my weakest compadres. You've just met your match.
I want us to be friends. I need your help.
I've had friends like you. The kind who treat you like dog muck on their shoes. No thanks, bud.
Come on.
It's my brains against your brawn. Welcome to hell, Jimmy Hopkins.
The only good thing about the respect system at this moment is, you seen I got +5 jock respect, which is makes it an even 50, so I might be able to get to the next mission without Damon, you know, randomly running up and trying to attack me on the way there. Okay, that did not work out how I thought it would. Yeah, this is weird. I don't even know what kind of contraption Ernest has in here. Like, I get he's shooting like a gun and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's a weird scaffolding they got going on there, and the fact that he can just, if I can break it by shooting a slingshot at it, it's probably not strong enough or reliable enough to be just staying on it in general. And people complain about yellow tape in games nowadays. I mean, look at this. This is blatantly showing me, you know, what to shoot. I didn't even catch it at first, but man, I cannot. I don't think it's hitting me, but I cannot not get stunned. It forces me to get stunned every time. Jeez, what is he gonna even shoot at me now? What the hell? That didn't do as much damage as I thought it did, honestly.
Why do you have to be such a bully, Jimmy? Why?
I remember this mission being a lot harder when I used to do it, because I remember him being able to break the columns and whatnot pretty easily, and all sorts of stuff.
Here, just take it. You're just like everyone else, picking on the little man.
I'm not like everyone else. Honestly. Now listen, we both want the same thing. to teach those jocks a lesson. From now on, we're buddies.
You have a funny way of showing friendship.
We're friends. We work together.
Yeah, it's kind of a lame ending too. It's just kind of like, hey, trust me, man. That's it. I mean, it doesn't seem like he really changes his opinion, but I mean, I don't know. Now we're on to paparazzi.
Oh, Hopkins, good to see you.
Make it quick, Ernest.
Now, as our new leader, I have something I need you to do for me.
What?
I mean, look, do you want to take down the Jocks or what?
Of course I do.
Yes, well, I have a plan.
Okay, what is it?
Well, what I need are some inappropriate pictures of someone they care about.
You want pictures?
Yes, it's a complicated plan, all right. I need some naughty pictures of that Mandy girl.
I'm sure you do, but what has that got to do with this?
This is purely for the purposes of this plan. I'm not like that at all.
You want me to get incriminating pictures of the head cheerleader just for your plan? The kind of pictures that could land me in jail or worse?
It's not easy being the boss.
Man, this better be good.
Yeah, so this is a mission where a lot of people kind of turn on Ernest, especially. Like, they didn't like him in the last mission, but this is a mission where they're like, what the hell are we doing? But I mean, if you're getting mad at him, you gotta get mad at Jimmy for kind of going through with it. So I mean, Jimmy's gone through with, you know, assisting in date rape. He's stolen panties from some, I'm assuming in some respects, little girls. Because, I mean, there's little girls in the dorm as well. Of the girls' dorm. And then, now we're taking... I mean, these are obviously not risque photos. I'm sure in the original beta version it was going to be a lot worse. But,
maybe one day you'll get it.
You know, Jimmy has no... He doesn't usually... He'll question it a little bit, but he has no issues just doing whatever anybody wants.
Can't wait to get out of these clothes.
Especially if he's getting paid. So, I mean, if you hate one guy for doing it, you gotta get on Jimmy a little bit too, because it's different. Wanting something is different than actually going out and doing it, if that makes sense. But Jimmy's our boy, so I guess we have to like him, you know.
I don't see why.
But obviously, it's not good. These are kind of the sexual missions are the ones that I'm kind of thinking, yeah, I don't like to give into, like, oh man, like, I think woke stuff does exist and whatnot, and I don't really like, it annoys me when everybody, like, the slightest thing, like, oh, what, swearing in a kid's show, or what, you know, dirty joke in a kid's show, you wouldn't get away with that nowadays, you know, where, like, they just think that nobody could ever get away with any type of thing ever in comedy, or like a show or something like that. So, but like, yeah, I mean, this is the kind of stuff where, like, if it's supposed to be like 15, 16-year-olds, it's kind of a little uncomfortable looking back on it. But, you know, this is the kind of stuff, especially the date rape stuff, used for comedy and stuff like that. I think that the 2000s was kind of the last era where this stuff would be considered acceptable. And I think some things are good not to have again. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I guess it's more the implications of this mission. Like I said, we don't really see anything. I mean, the next... I think the next picture... I love how Jimmy's just hanging there. I think the next picture, though, is just one of the goofiest ones I've seen. I think that's a cool detail. There's a puddle now where she was. Try to get a quick snapshot there. Yeah, as you can see, it's just literally a picture of her clipping her nails. And, like, you know, the most non-revealing kind of clothes ever. It's literally a t-shirt and some sweatpants. You know, she's showing some calf to us boys, you know, but that's about it. Apparently in the beta, instead of the pictures you get, like, whenever you add a girl into your harem, you get their picture on your wall in your dorm room. You know, like Pinky's picture, Beatrice, you know, so on and so forth. Apparently the original pictures that was going to go on there was going to be them in their underwear.
I can't
Which,
wait
yeah,
to see them.
that is pretty wild
Avid
to think.
student of anatomy, you know.
I think there's even like evidence, like I think you could find the pictures of them online, which I mean I probably shouldn't be advertising, but I mean it's whatever, I guess. I mean it's freaking a video game character. I don't think it's the biggest deal, but
Oh, hey, Jimmy.
Hey, Pete.
I mean if you're really interested, I think they're
I'm
still
over here.
in the game files or something like that.
Dude.
No.
Yeah, well, cat. Looks like your homies took care of some lames for us.
What are you talking about?
Don't get fresh with your homies.
Can you please talk normally?
This is my normal style of reppin', bro.
All right, enough. What's my quest?
Ah, right. Salutations, Sir James. It seems my clever brethren have taken control of the funhouse at the carnival.
Well done. All that education and now you run a funhouse? Genius.
You simple-minded, noble foot soldier. The football team is going to be there this afternoon. You could really cause them some problems.
Okay, explain it to me on our way over.
There's not much to explain. Just access the control rooms through the maintenance doors. Then do your thing.
Cool.
Moonwalk. Oh, ooh,
Yeah, so as you can see, one mission and now Algernon just... He has no issue. He's literally happy to see us at this point. We're working together and whatnot. But I kind of do wish that they gave, you know, that cutscene to somebody else. Just to add a little more character, you know. Maybe they could have given it to that Donald character, because, I mean, that's the most unused nerd character I've ever seen in this game. One thing that I think this game needs to improve on was its story. If like we have a Bully 2, you know, I guess I'll just run through some of my ideas on what I think would be a cool experience. Yeah, I'm trying to find someone to kiss real quick, because I actually had to redo this mission a few times, because I kept getting beaten up in this particular section, and it was like pretty much almost like a one-hit type deal for me. I'll point it out when it gets on there. It's a minor section, but you know, I think if we had a Bully 2, and let me know what you guys think down below about what you'd like to see in a Bully game. We gotta have a more cohesive story. It's most definitely, I think the issue with this game is it wasn't given the full time. You know, it kind of reminds me of Fire Emblem Three Houses. Great game. One of my honestly, one of my favorite games of all time, either 1 or 2. And but even that game, as great as it was clear that they didn't finish it. And I think it's clear with this game, once you get to later on in the stuff here, they didn't finish it. They didn't have time. They had to rush it, this and that. And I think if they did a Bully 2, they have to give it the attention that it deserves. Which, you know, it's... I think the people, you know, the Housers or whatever, I don't think they have any of them in Rockstar anymore, and they were kind of the heads and the people that like the quality control and stuff like that. So I think it's Take-Two Interactive that owns Rockstar now. I could be wrong. I'm not really up with the details of Rockstar and this and that, but I don't know. I mean, I would hope. I mean, we've seen with the definitive edition, they did not give it the time of day that it needed, and you know, disaster. There we go. Here we are.
I hope you like them.
Found a girl. But unfortunately, yeah, we need to have it get the time that it deserves for a sequel of Bully 2. It needs to have a better story, and I would like, me personally, now this is going on the personal tangent about it, I would like to see the original idea of a kid going against the principal. I think that'd be pretty cool, you know, and trying to free the school from his, you know, terror, you know, reign of terror type deal. Also, I think it'd be cool. I think it worked with GTA Vice City and San Andreas. I think it'd be awesome if they banked on nostalgia. That would be awesome. I think it would work so well. You know, imagine a game like this, but in, you know, the 80s, the 70s, the 90s. I forget. I feel like I may have. I can't remember if I have actually told this in the chapter 1, but I guess it's not a big deal. Maybe, you know, if you guys are interested, once again, just share down below. Tell me if I was going on a rant like this in chapter 1. But you know, in the 90s, I think, especially with how nostalgia is, Why am I looking at Fatty? But with I think it would be perfect, you know, because that was. It's kind of like in that 70s show they wanted to capture, you know, the 70s, the era, the innocence and all whatnot. That 90s show, I mean, I haven't watched it, so I don't know how good it actually is. I know a lot of people haven't been a big fan of it from what I've heard. But like the whole point of why they did the 90s was because that was the last innocence type part of, you know, America before we got the smartphones and this and that. And technically, I mean, Bully was directly before we got smartphones, and you know, the internet isn't really a big deal in this game at all. But I mean, I just think the 90s, 80s, 70s, before segregate, I mean after after segregation, I think would be ideal. And you know, it banks on nostalgia, you know, like Stand By Me, and you know, we get music from the era. You know, I don't mind Bully's soundtrack. If they didn't have licensed tunes, you know, that's fine. You know, I think they did an amazing job with this soundtrack. I'm just throwing that out there because it works so well with Vice City and its soundtrack in the 80s and whatnot. That would be a pretty good, you know, thing if they did, you know, something to connect it and really make you feel like you're in that decade. I think it would be if they use the music of the town. Also, you know, just maybe more like things that kind of remind you of that point in time. Like I think it'd be cool if, like, you know, you could go to a trampoline park, or you know, if they had a bowling mini game, stuff like that. And you know, people obviously looked like what they did, and I think it'd be cool if, like, instead of focusing on it being a big thing about, you know, cliques, I think it'd be cool if, like, we had like 3 nerds at the most or whatever. This is the part where I kept dying in, but I was just impatient. You're gonna see me not have any trouble with it now. But if they did kind of focus, I mean, I'd like to see less cliques and more caricatures of people. So, for example, I think it'd be cool if we had like an emo character, or not an emo, but more like a goth person, you know, that you'd maybe do a few missions for, you know, even with just hanging around the school, you know, something for a more different personality, and not have a whole group of them, maybe like a guy and a girl or something like that if they really wanted to. But I think it'd be cool if, you know, they had just more characters like that. Then, you know, maybe they had 1 or 2 greasers, and you know, depending on the time period, you know, if it was in the 70s or 80s, I could buy them in that time period, a few of them. And then you could of course have you know, the Jocks and the football team. You're gonna need a few of them to have a full team. The nerds, you know, they could probably have like a few. Maybe they could have like a guy that's really into role playing. You know, more defined personalities in the cliches as well. Man, I cannot get this guy to be hit by the miners. It doesn't make any sense. I would have definitely been hit. You know, instead, I think it'd be cool to have like a skateboard kid, especially if it was the 90s. Maybe a kid that's super into hip hop. If it's the 70s, have some disco kids or something like that. You know, decade specific type stuff. Maybe you could have, jeez, I just had it in my head, a stoner kid. I think that'd be funny and cool. You know, ideally separate from the skateboard kid. You know, maybe somebody, you know, who's like a bad boy kid, you know, separate from like other people, where, you know, he's a big smoker. Maybe he's got the leather jacket. Maybe he's, you know, hiding behind the gym or whatever, just smoking a cigarette. He gives you some missions, something like that. Just different types of, you know, stereotypes, but not trying to lump them all into a thing. I don't think it's lazy. I think that definitely works for this game 100%, but I think I would just like to see more variety in the caricatures. And I can just keep thinking of a few of them off the top of my head as they come out. I just had one in my head too, jeez Louise. Well, I mean, I'll bring it up if I think about some more or whatever, but, you know, maybe one rich kid or something like that, and he's kind of like the school jerk. Maybe he could even be the antagonist. More of a teacher's pet character as well. Gary kind of fills that role a little bit, but they don't really play into it as much. And, you know, just a bunch of different things they could do. They could add the canceled punk characters. And I think it'd be cool if they had a story for,
Your task is
even if they went back in time, maybe you could not play as Dr. Crabble Snitch, because I think it'd be terrible just to see what he was back then, if he was actually likable, to see him how he is now, and oblivious and a moron. But I'll go more on about it later, after this cutscene.
Oh, can't you just get lost? Or help, we're trying to get out of here.
Come on, Muscles. We've not got long.
What are you talking about?
The Jocks are coming to kill us. Oh, thanks to you and your sordid little pictures.
You wanted them, you're the sicko.
Oh, a healthy interest in sexual matters is natural during puberty, bud. That's why I was having those dreams. Anyway, this is not important right now. I am about to die. We all are.
When are they coming? What about your
I
famous
always love how
defense
Jimmy's
system?
collar is never
Broken, okay?
popped
Did you
correctly.
fix it?
I need a bit of time. We have no time. We're dead. Dead. I love you, my friend.
Look, you fix it, I'll hold up the Jocks. Now, where's that gun thing?
Get out of here, you sickos!
coming in, you
We're coming to get
Ready
you!
for you, nerds. Doomed. These feelings are natural, and I'm about
Giving
to
me some
die
Tommy
for
Vercetti
them.
Just go
vibes
fix
with
the
that walk.
defense system and I'll take care of the goons.
Come on, you
I like how
wimp.
they gave Jimmy a very distinct style, in which he always has the rolled up sleeves, he's got the untucked in shirt, he's got the popped up halfway collar type deal. That's a nice little detail, and it's like in all of his shirts are kind of like
To
that.
the barricades!
But yeah, this is the kind of the mission. A lot of people are thinking that the Stronghold Assault was actually supposed to be when around this time, our first mission that we did in this playthrough, where they're mad at us because it wouldn't have been justified or anything, but people were thinking, okay, Ernest and the nerds were mad at Jimmy initially because they in their head, even though Jimmy got them the dirty pictures of Mandy, it was Jimmy's fault somehow that the Jocks were gonna kill them. Man, I cannot get that dude. He's weaving me real good. I might have to just run up to him. Thank God they don't, dodge those spitballs. But yeah, I mean, I'm assuming they changed the dialogue if that is the case. I don't know the exact details on it. Once again, I'm going to recommend this guy, Nathan NS. He is the man if you want to know anything about Bully. And if you guys remember what he was talking about, or if you've seen other Bully stuff, let me know what the initial intention was. Because I remember watching all those videos, but it's just been kind of a while. Like, it's been like, geez, feels like 5 years or something like that. 5-6 years. But back to my Bully 2 theory is, I think it'd be cool if, you don't play as Dr. Crabble Snitch, but if it's depending on the time period, you could go to school and you see Dr. Crabble Snitch, he's a student there or something like that. Maybe he's the teacher's pet, or maybe he's just a regular student going there, maybe he's kind of an idiot or something like that, or oblivious to what's going on around him or something like that. Or maybe he was massively bullied and that's the reason why he doesn't really give a crap about it now or whatever. Give us some good characterization for him. Or, it'd be cool if, like, depending on the decade, you get some good, you get to see their ancestors a little bit. Like Jimmy, you get to play as like Jimmy's grandfather or Jimmy's dad or something like that. And maybe they went to, if it's his grandfather, they went to school at Bulworth with, Dr. Crabble and his dad. Just some cool reference to that if they'd ever did a nostalgia thing. And Darby Harrington's dad's got to be there too. Of all the dads, it's got to be him. Him or Tad Spencer's.
Hey, Jimmy. I've had a brilliant idea. Another one. Many are called, but few are chosen. Luckily for you, I've chosen you to help me carry out this little masterpiece. My finest work.
What are you talking about, you lunatic?
I'm talking about what we're always talking about, amigo. About bullying the bullies. About my favorite dish, revenge.
Revenge? Against who?
Who do you think? The football team. Those overdeveloped, underbrained lords of our little manor. Reduced to a bunch of sniveling wretches. Bowing down to my...
You mean our?
I meant our superiority. Us ruling like gentlemen over the peasants.
Us?
us. Yes, you ruling, of course. Me offering some sage advice. Doing all the thinking, that sort of thing. Merlin to your King Arthur.
Whatever. What's the plan?
Well, first, we need you to get the school mascot costume.
And how do you suggest I do that?
Well, go follow them. Wait for us to distract the gorillas. Go! While we still have hope!
But yeah, that's pretty much for the most part my concepts on what I would like to see in a Bully 2 if we ever get it. Which, I don't know, it's looking like it's unlikely at this point. Apparently it's been cancelled like twice or whatever. Some people are saying, oh, well, after GTA 6 it's definitely going to come. I don't know about that. I wouldn't be complaining if it did. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it just seems unlikely at this point. There's a lot of Rockstar projects or series that just seem to kind of have fallen by the wayside. But, you know, I think it'd be cool. One thing, I guess, to add, you know, A, we need a blonde-haired girl. We have to. I mean, come on. Get real, Rockstar. It's kind of crazy to think we don't have one. 2, I think it would be cool if, like, the story kind of had a more romance thing. Instead of, you know, focusing on the harem-type deal, it was more along the lines of,
What's your problem, man?
you know, because apparently in the beta, I believe, the original story was there was going to be a girl that was, you know, like the stereotypical girl next door type thing that, you know, you would have went after as the protagonist. How did I give that dude a wedgie in his in his mascot outfit? And I just like the sound of that, you know. I like the innocence kind of story part of it. You know, the captures that childhood type deal. At least the sound of it. And so if they did that, I think that'd be cool. Another thing I didn't even think of until now, they gotta have an Asian stereotype. But let's watch this cutscene first.
I'm gonna pummel you.
Up here!
He actually got me for a second there.
Kidding me? What's all that? You're messing with the wrong mascot. Come on then.
But yeah, I'm surprised they didn't have the stereotypical really smart Asian kid, you know, that's good at math or something like that. You know, you think that'd be a no-brainer. I think it'd be pretty funny. If it was a girl and it was a chick or whatever, I mean, I don't go to school anymore, but I mean, that would just seeing what she would look like or whatever, I mean, that'd be grounds for me staying home from school. I might skip work if I find out there's one, you know, the day of release or whatever.
Activate full power.
So that's just, ooh mama. I love me some Asian ladies. But yeah, I think it'd be cool if they just focus a lot on just, you know, that's what I'd like to see. Just the stereotypical, all the stereotypical kids you would see in like a school that you remember from like your classes or whatnot.
You got nothing.
Rather than just like the cliques or whatever. And more girls in general. I mean, I mentioned it, I think, in last video. Bully is a freaking sausage fest here, guys. I mean, it makes sense for the gameplay and stuff like that, but when you look at the school and you're just like, man, those poor girls. I mean, there's probably like there's probably like 7 or 8 dudes for every one girl there is. Poor guys, right? I mean, that's got to be a massively competitive environment too.
And don't you forget it.
Man, I wanted to trip him with the I wanted to trip him with the marbles. I wanted that to finish him off too. But oh well. That's got to be some serious grip if he can get an Indian sunburn from inside the suit. But once again, I mean, I don't think I went over this in Chapter 1, but just let me know what you guys want to see in Bully 2, because my thing is, you know, I can't imagine, you know, how the mission structure would go, or, you know, what I'd like to see character-wise too much, really. I just like the vibe and maybe like the stereotypes of the characters and stuff like that, what I like to see from a game, but that's about as far as my mind goes.
Miss Phillips. Hey, Jimmy. So what really happened to Mr. Galloway? Where did he go?
It's a sad story, but sometimes when grown-ups get upset, they respond in the wrong ways, and, well, small problems get bigger, and that's really the thing about being an adult.
Miss, I'm not 5. My mom's been married 5 times, and I've been expelled from 7 schools.
Yeah. He's a drunk. Stupid man couldn't control himself. Damn him! I love him. But that wretched ogre Hattrick guilt-tripped him into committing himself into the asylum to get dried out. If only someone could get in there and tell him to get out, I'll take care of him.
Why don't you go?
Because that loveless scumbag Hattrick told him not to let me in. Said I was a bad influence.
Don't you worry, miss. I'll get him out.
Okay. Meet me near the asylum tonight.
I'll be there.
And Jimmy?
Yes, Miss Phillips?
It's Ms., not Miss.
Ooh.
Oh, right.
She totally got him, fellas. Yeah, I really like the missions that the Hattrick and Galloway stuff, because they do give it a lot of time, and it's definitely not an unfinished thing in my opinion, from what I can see. I mean, it's a little, you know, you're gonna see in the ending cutscene and whatnot, but I do like it because it also shows that not only are the kids bullying each other, and is it a terrible place for, you know, the kids that have to suffer, but it's also a terrible place for, you know, a lot of the actual teachers and stuff like that too. I mean, you know, Galloway, he's pretty much a cool dude. I think he's pretty popular with a lot of the students. Apparently he's like a very fair guy and whatnot, and he's always, you know, trying to, you know, encourage the students rather than discourage them like a lot of the other teachers, I guess. But you know, I think that's kind of just shows you that the good character development in that way, and just showing that it's not just the students, it's the teachers that are bullying each other. And you know, I mean, Hattrick has clearly been, you know, fucking with Galloway for way too long. But I don't know. I'm waiting for the time we get to just get to face, you know, Hattrick in a one-on-one match or something, in like the hole or something like that. That'd be awesome.
Jimmy, I'm glad you made it. Please hurry and try to talk some sense into him. I'll be waiting for him at the asylum gates.
Don't worry, miss.
Thank you so much.
That's interesting. So the bike was on the side of the road, now I start on it. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I know I keep beating a dead horse here with this Bully 2 talk, but seriously, I feel like I get interrupted by the cutscenes. I try not to talk through them, even though I do it a lot. But the last thing I'll say on this about Bully 2 stuff is I really do want to hear what your guys' thoughts and opinions are, because I'm not the one, you know, I just like to throw a few ideas out there and whatnot and see what people think. I mean, I think most people disagree with me, because it seems like, you know, I was on a Reddit thread a while ago, and people, you know, they seemed like they wanted to see it in a more adult setting rather than going back and dialing in a kids-like setting. You know, but they want to go in a university, like a college, rather than a high school, so you can do more violent stuff and, you know, really kick people's asses and stuff like that. And I'm assuming that's probably from a byproduct of, you know, you played it as a kid, so now you're grown up, so you want to see it in like an adult's world type deal. But I would like it if they kept it in high school and they, you know, did stuff based off of nostalgia. As obviously I went on like a 20-minute rant about it. But I want to hear what you guys think about it, and because, I mean, I could throw out some ideas out there, but I'm not the one that's like the creative geniuses. I'm not the one that can really deep dive into like stuff like this or anything like that. And, you know, I'd be interested in hearing, you know, more deep kind of things you guys would like to see as far as characters, missions, you know, story kind of goes and stuff like that. Because, you know, I mean, I think a lot of people that watch my stuff, I think they could give me a much more interesting perspective on that. So share down below, really. I want to hear what you guys' thoughts are. And, you know, maybe we can debate about a few things in the comments if you're up for it or whatnot. But with that, you know, I promise my Bully 2 talk is out of the way now. Now we're just going to focus back on what's going on in front of us, which the asylum. The asylum is probably one of my favorite spots in Bully, because it's just so mysterious. In a later mission that we play, we're going to get to see a lot more of it, than we actually can and free roam and what we're going to see here. This is pretty much like a baby version of a later mission we're going to have to, go on. And, all these side quests or whatever, with the Galloway and the hat trick, that's all like extra missions that are separate from the main story, so we don't really have to do it, but pretty much we just got to get around without getting caught by the prefects, the asylum orderlies. But there's a lot of weird, goofy stuff in this. This is where a lot of the myths in the bully community come from too, with aliens and stuff like that. And I know I said I wouldn't... Oh.
I must be a better person. I must be a better person. I must be a better person. Oh, God! I am pathetic!
Hey, Mr. Galloway.
Go away! I don't want to have another group therapy session with those people. If I have to pretend to be someone's mother one more time, I'll... Oh. Hi, Jimmy. What on earth are you doing here?
Ms. Phillips sent me. She's really worried about you. Come on, let's get out of here.
Oh, I can't right now, Jimmy. I'm late for my regression therapy as it is. It's fantastic. I've discovered I really do hate myself. Hattrick was right. I am a loser.
No, you're not. Don't be ridiculous. Come on, we can't let bullies like Mr. Hattrick win.
Okay, Jimmy. Jimmy, I really appreciate this. Thank you.
Me too. I am so happy to have my galley bear back.
Galley bear?
Yeah, see, like, it kind of ends abruptly, in my opinion, because, I mean, you go from Galloway's clearly not alright, and he just kind of like, yeah, alright, whatever, I guess I'll go. You don't see him getting out, really, how he's able to escape the asylum orderlies or anything like that.
I know, it's funny. I'm the girl in the dirty pictures, ha.
What are you talking about?
Ugh, don't pretend you don't know. Everybody knows.
Knows what?
There's posters of me all over town.
Oh, those.
Now everyone thinks I'm a slut. Great, my parents will be so proud. I'll probably get expelled.
Look, it could be worse.
How? How exactly could it be worse? I mean, sure, I've been a bitch at times, been nasty, but I don't deserve this. My life is over. I mean, I've always wanted to be a model, but not like this. Everybody's laughing at me. I can't bear it.
Everybody's always laughing at me.
Well, maybe you're not as insecure as I am, okay? I just wanted to be popular. Now everybody hates me. Well, I guess I deserve it.
I tell you what, you wait here. I'll get rid of those posters for you, or at least cover them up.
Would you? I'd do it myself, but I can't deal with it. I'm really losing it here.
Just hang in there.
Yeah, what do you guys think of Manny as a character? Because she says, oh, I was a jerk, I don't deserve this, and she's aware of everything she does, and she's a massive, huge bitch. And I think they're trying to do it to get sympathy, like maybe she'll learn her lesson and stuff like that, but she's still a massive asshole. Maybe not after this mission. She seems like she has a nicer side after this in the game, and the few times she comes back. But, I don't know, I just think, I think it's pretty lame. I mean, I think she's definitely, deserves it, in my opinion, I don't know what you guys think. I mean, I guess me personally, of course I feel bad for her and this and that, I feel bad for any woman, really, who I could pay to see naked on OnlyFans or something like that. Who I could simp for or something like that, but, no, in all seriousness, I mean, I think it's one of those things where they try and get her sympathy, but I think Bully doesn't do the best job with making anybody redeemable in that sense. They make people such jerks and stuff like that, and I guess the idea is, okay, they're kids, they don't entirely know the full extent of what they do, but I mean, like even with what Mandy said, she knew she did a lot of bad stuff, but she just claims she doesn't deserve this bad of a thing, and it is terrible, a very traumatizing thing, the type of thing where you can learn from. I think it would be cool if they focus more on her or whatever, and you see, like, okay, she's not an asshole anymore. Just because she sees, okay, I've embarrassed, I've taken people, stuff from people, and I've been a jerk to other people, and this is, I got a little bit of consequence and stuff like that, but we don't really see that with her, so I don't know. I just don't think that, maybe if they had more time to develop stuff, maybe that was going to be something we see, but
That is not an appropriate
I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of Mandy. I think she's still better than Lola,
Some art
but
hater, obviously.
that's not really saying much. None of the, like I mentioned a million times, none of the girls here are very good people. But then again, most people in Bullworth aren't good, even our boy Jimmy. So, no, I said I wasn't going to mention Bully 2 again, but if we do get a sequel, whatever, or a prequel, or whatever, they gotta make the character more likable. You know, he can be badass and not, you know, stealing ladies' underwear or anything crazy like that, or helping people get date raped or shit like that.
Goodbye.
Also, and I promise, last thing I'm gonna mention. Oh, jeez, I just got taken out. Promise, the last thing I gotta mention is about what I would like to see in 2 is we gotta have a werewolf. If you don't know what the deal is with that, look up Bully Myths. That's, you know, Gary Smith is apparently, they say he has a scar because there's a werewolf, and there's a werewolf in the, if you go on near the scoreboard, I think it was, or the football field in general. You know, that was a big myth. You know, Rockstar used to be a big deal with all their myths before the internet really took off. So, I mean, it'd be cool if they had a reference to that, even if it was just like someone weird kid dream or something like that, or it was a scary story they tell in the game when they go camping or whatever.
My wife didn't see me looking at that.
Armed and dangerous.
But with that, that's I like to get all my thoughts out in these videos, and once again, I like to debate and talk with you guys and stuff like that. Obviously, I don't live stream, so I can't do that directly, but yeah, I mean, if people are watching, I would absolutely love to just debate in the comments with you guys. You know I sound very unenthusiastic. It's just a curse of the monotone, though, unfortunately. But trust me, I mean, I love just talking about this goofy stuff, rambling on about nonsense.
Hey, what's up with you?
I hate to say it,
But yeah, it's interesting. Jimmy's kind of a little shithead. I mean, we're the ones who pretty much did this to begin with. We didn't spread the photos, but we took them. And now he's using it to his advantage to essentially get with the head cheerleader of the school. What a little shithead.
Here, I'll show you.
That was cool, but don't tell anyone, okay?
Now, we are already on the last mission of the game.
Yes,
I mean,
Candy from Ohio, you would be a fair queen for me in that little thong and with those massive piles of silicone. Initially, you'd think, who's that handsome stranger? Then I'd walk into the bar, impress you with my suavity? My suavability? How suave I was. I'd look up and say, what's a nice girl like you doing in a place like this? And you'd say, take me to the hay barn.
Hey, Ernest. What's that you're reading?
Nothing. Nothing.
Jimmy's such a shit.
Some history homework.
Cool, can I see?
It's personal.
Personal history. Sounds interesting.
Yes, well, you wouldn't understand. Anyway, listen. The big game is today. Operation Trojan Cow is ready to proceed.
Operation Trojan Cow.
It's my master plan. My spies have already been gathering the information that will bring about the downfall of the Jocks at this school.
So I guess I'll be needing this. Does this work?
Yes. Rendezvous with my agents in the field.
Okay, here's the mission.
But yeah, like I said, the missions seem to be longer in the later chapters. But yeah, I think in like chapters 1, 2, 3, I mean, we have like, you know, upwards of 10 missions, including the side ones. This one, I think we only had like maybe like 7. It felt like, I don't know the exact number, but I think it's usually, feels like the missions are almost doubled in comparison, you know, chapters 1, 2 and 3 and whatnot, 1 and 2 especially. So, I mean, it's just kind of interesting. That's why I think the game was kind of rushed in a few ways, because they kind of get smaller and smaller. Longer missions, but definitely less missions. But I don't know, I always like this game, this mission, especially this part of it, because obviously we're gonna fight, you know, the leader Ted, but we don't really get any information on Ted. I mean, we don't really feud with him. We feud with just the Jocks in general, and it's kind of more like a nerd chapter, if that makes sense.
You're in grave danger of a knuckle sandwich if you don't get on with it, that's what.
Here's a ball we've rigged. Get to the shed by the field and swap it for the real game ball.
Yeah, just like Halloween, I just love the missions in which, you know, you just prank people and stuff like that. This one's a bit of an extreme one, but it's also, if you get hit with this prank, I mean, you're just a moron. Let's check it out.
You should come this way.
Interception!
Jeez, that was like a Mortal Kombat yell or something like that. That didn't sound like that, Kirby, dude.
Never doing. Here, take this glue bottle. It's full of glue. Go create a sticky situation on the team benches. Get it? Sticky situation. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the idea maybe with the rigged ball was like you're putting the dynamite inside the ball or something like that, but the fact that you can clearly see... Uh-oh.
I will win.
What was with that dodge roll? Jeez. But the fact that you can clearly see that there's like a stick of dynamite taped to the ball and you're still throwing it, like... Maybe I'm seeing it, not seeing it right or whatever, but that's what I see whenever I look at the ball. And you'll get a better look at it during the boss fight, because that's a key component of it.
Come on, do your little dance.
Jeez, the whole team's on me.
The football game will be good, but not as good as wrestling match.
Yes, I too like wrestling. Alright, that was a terrible accent. I'm not even going to try it again. In fact, I severely apologize for you having to listen to that kind of cringe. I also love the theme for this. It's the same one that's in the Welcome to Your School. I love this song. It's so... it's the best song in the game, in my opinion.
Your quest, young Jimmy, is perilous, but the rewards are glorious.
Cut the crap, Melvin. It was sort of funny the first 20 times, but it's getting old now.
Scatter them over the football field.
Melvin's one of my favorite characters just because of the stupid way he talks. I mentioned about the roleplay earlier. He's the roleplay character, and I think they did a pretty entertaining job. Because I used to love Mortal Kombat Deception, and like the characters. If you ever played Conquest in the Mortal Kombat games and the old ones, the characters kind of talked like total geeks. I liked it better because it was you know, the characters seemed more invested in the world, and it wasn't making fun of, you know, the tropes or whatever that they kind of do nowadays, and it wasn't as focused on the special forces. I'm not going to go into a big rant about Mortal Kombat, but I do miss the days of, I do miss the days of, you know, the 3D era. That was my time. I don't think they were supposed to get back up after that. But I do intend, if you guys ever want to watch me play it on Fridays, Fighting Fridays, I will play, you know, some Mortal Kombat 3D era. That's my time, and I'll leave it at that. I promise.
Agent Bull, before I give you any sensitive information, I must ask you for the secret password.
Is it quit messing around before I lose my patience and hurt you?
No, but it'll do. Okay, here's the deal. The Jocks keep their game sports drink in a cooler. Go urinate in it. Enhance it, if you will.
I think, I remember one time when I was a kid, I was playing this mission. I remember, like, when I went up to Algernon, he was just in the middle of getting beaten up by, like, a bunch of preps. And I'm glad, because I think if he got knocked out, I mean, that would have just been the mission, and I would have probably failed it, but... I guess we better do it for these guys. You guys haven't gotten enough of the Bullworth Bowl dance. I think whenever you wear this outfit, you can just do it whenever you want, but unfortunately you can't kiss girls in it, which is totally lame. But this is also one of the most memorable things I remember from this game. It's just pissing inside the cooler in the scene after this. Whoa, alright, jeez. What the hell are you girls trying to do to me? They look pissed. Fuck you, Angie. Angie's probably my least favorite girl in this game. She's always so fucking aggressive. Like, she's always fucking the one that's kneeing someone at my date in the fucking groin. She's always the one to just like mess things up or you know, ruin a mission, or I'm kissing someone. She's the one that always runs up, I swear to God.
This is too much for me.
That's like totally grody.
David's such an asshole.
Yuck! Like sticky. Yuck!
How the hell was Mandy down there when she just ran out of the fucking building? And I think she was over by the basketball court too.
Hey, Jimmy! Nice outfit! Yeah, I know. Shows off my figure, doesn't it? But enough about me. How do I mess up those jocks?
Straight to business, eh? Okay, there's a switch box on the scoreboard on the field. Get to it and switch it.
Sounds easy. What will it do?
It'll change the text of the scoreboard. I reprogrammed it. You'll like it. The jocks won't.
Ah, jeez, I love it when the map just loads in like that. I'm just gonna try and make a run for it. I've done enough mascot dances. 6 skateboard trick, that was epic!
You, mascot boy! Get the hell off of my field!
Oh, fuck you too, you sexual predator. I guess I have no choice but to do it.
God, and to imagine you don't even get paid for this.
I wonder if the pom-poms actually do any damage when you pick them up. Alright, let's see what we got here. The classic Rockstar genius. Go get them, guys. Jocks play with their balls. Awesome.
Who is that Gimp?
Yeah, who is that Gimp?
Oh, it's that little squirt Hopkins.
Yeah, that Squirt Hopkins.
You're dead, Hopkins.
Yeah, dead Hopkins.
Why don't you stop repeating everything he says and get on with it?
See, people complain about the ending of this game, but I mean, which you'll see, and I'm probably gonna make a separate video on it because I don't want to spoil the ending, and I'm definitely not gonna put anything out after I finish the game in Chapter 5. So, you know, I'll just leave it at that. But people, they complain about, you know, how it seems unrealistic and whatnot due to like essentially a weather change is one of the factors in it. I mean, it just went from clear day skies to all of a sudden now it's raining in the middle of the game and stuff like that. So I mean, people complain about the ending like that, but I mean, look at what we got here. Clear skies to, you know, now it's just raining. Cool aesthetic, don't get me wrong, but unrealistic. Who the hell is this Joker? Jeez. At least, man, I guess they don't do much damage to me at the very least. I mean, that barely did anything. Sometimes he just throws it too far and there's just nothing I can do.
Get over here. I need some blocking.
What?
I heard you like art class.
Okay, geez, now it doesn't even hurt those guys that much. How many guys are on this freaking football team? I mean, there's only like 9 Jocks. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, what the hell? I can't even do anything about this. He better not chase after me. How the hell did I even get over? Jeez. It's not that it's hard, it's just they keep spamming with these guys, so it's kind of lame. Sometimes he just doesn't pick up the ball.
A little blood never hurt anyone. You'll never get by me.
Alright, I'm all the way back here, I guess. Jeez. Seriously, how many dudes are on the fucking football team? I mean, is this from out of state or something? Like, I wonder what state Bulworth is located in, too. I guess it doesn't matter, that's kind of the Rockstar way. Although, I don't know, and then again, I think we all know where all the Rockstar cities take place in. But I don't know, maybe it's just a Springfield deal where it's small town USA, I'm sure. What the fuck? You didn't even catch the ball that was tossed to him? I didn't even know that was possible. Why didn't that hurt him? What the hell is going on here? Oh, jeez, Louise. Now we got this Joker here. Oh, come on. This has got to work. Yeah, that's what I thought. Jeez. This is kind of just getting annoying. Honestly, now there's another one. Yep. No, 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 no. Damn it. Ah. That is crazy that they do that to me, too. God damn it. Go back to where you came from. And you better get hit when I throw this stupid-ass ball at you. Alright, I guess that works. Well, I guarantee in 2 seconds some other dude's gonna run up on me. Alright, come on, come on. What? What the hell is going on here? Oh man, I hope the game isn't like glitched and I'm not gonna be able to beat this. This is getting ridiculous. This is some goof troop, silly willy kind of stuff here. Come on. This is taking probably like twice as long as what it's supposed to be. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Finally. Alright, but you know, that is it for today, folks. Check out Chapter 5, the finale next week. Commentary, no commentary. Check out the other commentary videos or non-commentary videos down below. And thank you for watching. Remember, above all else, to please have a nice day.
Yeah! Oh, Jimmy, you did it! You did it!
I'm king of the school!
Oh, you beat them all in front of everybody!
Thanks for your help, Petey.
Oh, this is gonna be great.